My name is Bill Becker. I'm with the University of Colorado in Denver, Colorado. I'm the Executive Director of the Presidential Climate Action Project, which is a two-year endeavor to build an energy and policy document, energy and climate policy document for the President of the United States, which we presented to the Obama administration. We continue working with members of the administration to give them whatever fresh ideas we can about tackling both energy security and climate security.
Where do you feel we are right now in terms of the nation's move towards actual climate reform?
Well, in the United States, which is the second largest source of greenhouse gas emissions among the nations, we are far, far short of where we need to be in terms of our targets for reducing those gases. The United States Congress and the House of Representatives has passed a target of about a 3% reduction by 2020 compared to what we emitted in 1990, and that is so far short of where we need to be. The European Union, for example, it has a 20% target. The scientific community says we need to be cutting 45% by 2020. So the United States has a long way to go to get more courageous about solving this problem.
Do you feel here at Copenhagen we're going to get closer?
Well, you know, one of the interesting things, we're speaking at the midway point of a two-week international negotiation on climate change, and one of the interesting things about this meeting is that unlike many diplomatic meetings, no one knows what's going to happen. Usually these are very strictly choreographed events, and by the time presidents and premiers come in, everybody knows what the deal is going to be. We have 130 heads of state and ministers coming into Copenhagen in the next week, and no one knows what the deal is going to be at this point. We all hope it'll be bold. We hope nations will make commitments. We hope there'll be at least groundwork for an international climate deal, but it remains to be seen whether that'll happen.
And as a policy analyst or policy advisor, would you call yourself?
Oh, both. Yeah.
What do you consider your job to be once we get home from Copenhagen, regardless of what happens here?
Well, I'm going to continue pushing through my communication activities. I blog quite a bit for the Obama administration and the Congress to be far more aggressive in reducing U.S. emissions and implementing clean energy technologies. But one of the things that I think people need to understand is that in the end, we can't rely on government to solve this problem all by itself, because in a country like ours, which is a democracy, Congress needs a majority of people to vote on something for it to become law. And inevitably, they water that something down to its lowest common denominator. And low common denominators are not going to solve what is a very urgent problem that has to be solved very, very quickly. Same thing is going to happen at the international level. When you need 192 nations to agree on something, it's not going to be the boldest document the world has ever seen. So at the end of the day, it's going to be us and corporations and cities and consumers and individuals in our lives that have to do a couple things. We need to reduce our carbon footprints in our individual operations, but we need to push our leaders, elect the right ones, and push them to be very, very bold. They need to know that the best way for them to stay in office is to protect us all from this problem.
For people who want to know more, where do they go to read your blog?
Well, I blog on HuffPost, as many people do, Huffington Post, also on Climate Progress, and in a blog called Solve Climate. But if we want to know more about the policy recommendations we've put together for the President, you can go to www.climateactionproject.com. We're also involved in a project to help people envision the future, a positive future that we can build if we put our shoulders to the wheel. Because right now people are being just lambasted by dire climate science predictions, which are quite accurate in my view, and also movies like 2012 or Day After Tomorrow that show the collapse of civilization. And the danger is we'll despair, we'll pull back and feel powerless. So we need to begin to balance those consequential visions with positive visions, because we still have the opportunity to create a very wonderful, beautiful, dynamic, and yet realistic, because some climate change is underway. But we can create a very dynamic future. We have to start now. A lot of people don't understand what a clean energy economy is. It's an abstraction. So we're marshaling the power of very modern communication technologies to show them vivid images of what homes and transit systems and office buildings and schools and energy systems and rural communities all will look like in 2020 or 2030 if we build them together. The bottom line is that we're either going to be the designers of the future or the victims of the future, and we need to be the designers.